Hey, welcome to the Early Morning Musician. This show is for artists committed to creating in the margins.
Before their day jobs, after the kids are asleep.
From the business trip or the basement.
We get it, and we're going to share everything we've learned along the way.
Welcome to
The Early Morning Musician.
Hi, welcome back to
The
Early Morning Musician. Happy Tuesday or whatever day you happen to be listening to this.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
5
right.
years in the future.
Wow.
Happy Tuesday, 5 years into the future.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to do something a little different again.
Oh my gosh.
I get my turn to ask Ryan some questions.
I'm nervous.
And the fans have been sending in questions.
Really? No. I was like, who? Was it Drake? I think we mentioned Drake on the last one.
Your mom sent in some questions.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I'm going to ask Ryan a few things that I don't know his answer to.
Really? Do you feel like you
I don't.
know?
I picked questions that I do not know the answer to.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay.
Hit me with it.
Question number 1.
Question 1.
What's your biggest regret in life?
Oh my gosh. My biggest regret in life?
Is that one too deep?
It's a good question. Biggest regret in life? I mean, that's tough.
Okay, let me give you a different one.
I don't know that I would necessarily say it on this podcast.
Let me give you a different one. What was the last dream you had at night?
The last dream I had. Oof. You're killing me here, Smalls.
Okay, let me give you.
No, you can't. You can't do it. It can't be like this. You can't just be like, Ryan doesn't know.
What's one thing about your childhood you don't
Okay.
want anyone to know?
Is this a joke?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad this is a joke because these are horrific questions.
You can answer any of them that you want, but
I'm good.
the first 3 were a joke.
Okay. What was the last one?
What's one thing about your childhood you wouldn't want anyone to know?
Anyone on the internet or anyone, period. Like, not even family.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the internet. Are you asking me what do I not want the internet to know? Or
Well, this was a joke, but now
Okay.
I'm kind of intrigued.
I don't know. I was starting to go. I was starting to get in there and figure out what the answer is. But
Okay.
if this is a joke, I'll take the pass. Let's go to the real questions so I can stop being terrified.
Okay. But I do kind of want to know one thing about your childhood that most people don't know, maybe.
One thing about my childhood that most people don't know.
I mean, there's so many.
That's the thing is there's so many.
Just pick one. What's one thing?
One thing that I don't want them to know or one thing that they
Well, just one thing that they don't know. What's one thing that the people don't know?
One thing that the people don't know. That feels like there's a lot that I grew up in an extremely small town, Cave City, Arkansas, middle of nowhere, less than 2,000 people.
Okay.
But I didn't live in Cave City. I actually lived in a town outside of Cave City that was much smaller, Poughkeepsie, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know how many people live out there. I don't even know if they did a census. I don't even know if there's a population. So there's a lot that people don't know. Is any of it interesting? I would err on the side of no. It's probably not. Probably not very interesting.
Okay. Well, what was the first cuss word that you ever said?
You know this one, don't you?
Yeah, but this is something about your childhood that people don't know.
This is true.
So I'm going to just throw you this one.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I remember, and it wasn't actually, I mean, I would not consider it a curse word now, but in the moment, I remember having the distinct memory that it was, I considered it a curse word.
This is a very cute story.
It is kind of cute, kind of.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I was young. I don't even think I was in kindergarten yet. I just knew, like, there were certain words you can't say, right? Your parents tell you certain words. And one day I was just I could not help myself. I was like, I've got to say this word. Like, it must feel a certain way to say this word because I just knew inside of me that I wanted to say
Which
it.
I have I don't know if I've ever had that feeling.
Really?
No. Like
I don't know. I feel like
you've got like a little
I got
like a
wild-
little urge to do
wild
something
streak.
bad in there.
I do. It's a little streak in there. It got me into a lot of trouble later in life. But yeah, I had it in there. Like, this is probably the first time that I was conscious of it, Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that you do when you're little that you're not conscious of. But I was conscious. I was like, I remember the thought process. I just remember being like, I want to say this word so bad. I want to know what that experience is like. So, like, I went outside and I got alone. We lived out, like I said, Poughkeepsie, Arkansas.
In the woods.
Literally, the street that we lived on was called Buck Lane. Right, so we lived down Buck Lane at the very dead end. I mean, literally, it dead ended, dirt road at our house. So I went out and like got alone in the yard, no siblings around, no parents, and I found a spot and I just stood there for a second. I was like, "This is it. This is my moment." And I said the word "dingy," and I felt horrible afterwards.
You felt
I did.
so bad.
It was just like I said it, and it was just shame, and I was like, "Oh no."
The original sin.
It was the first one, I think. I'd said it. I'm confessing it now so the world can know. I can be forgiven. Do I need to take communion or something now?
That wasn't on my list, but I'm glad that I asked it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a defining moment in my life because it really set the trajectory for the rest of it. Just me doing crap I know I shouldn't be doing. That was the first one. I wish they were all that innocent. I wish they were all that cute.
Dingy.
Okay,
if you were an animal, what do you think that you would be? Not what do you want to be? What would you be?
I feel like my big nose lends itself to bird, like beak. I don't know if you can see how big my nose is.
That was such a drag.
It's not a drag. I'm fine with having a big nose.
You'd have to profile your nose more.
Am I sideways enough?
Yeah, there it is.
It's big. It's a big nose, guys. Even like my children, it was funny, like the first time my daughter noticed how big my nose was, she was like, "Dad, why are your nose holes so big?" And I was like, sheesh.
Your nose holes?
She asked me about the nose holes because I think she recognized that like hers are round, like perfect little round kid nose holes. And like yours probably are too. But like she noticed that mine are like oblong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
yes.
that's big nose. That's what a big nose is, right? So like she was like, "Dad, why are your nose holes so big?"
Which that reminds me that when you were in high school, you told me that the girls like who would flirt with you would say that probably to kiss you, though, was to have like the big nose in their eye.
I mean, flirt is a strong word. There were definitely some girls that gave me a hard time about kissing me and like my big nose poking them like in their face, like on either side of their nose.
Well, here's what they don't know. And if they're
painful.
Listening today, I want them to know
They're not.
That's true. And
It's true.
I really enjoy.
Really?
I do.
Is it like a comfort?
That. You know that, yes.
I can see how
I
it
really
would be.
like feeling your nose like really push, sometimes like into my eye. Anyway.
Yeah. Right. So to answer your question, what would I be? Probably like a small brown bird.
You're right.
Of some kind.
Okay.
Like,
what kind of animal would I be?
I felt like I've always known this. It's a chipmunk. It's a chipmunk. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's that because of your cheeks. Like, I feel like you have cute cheeks and like small features, like small eyes and like a cute nose and a cute mouth. I feel like chipmunk is the answer. Internet, am I right? Jessica, I know you're going to watch this. Am I right? Is it chipmunk?
Please.
What else would it be? What do you think it would be?
That's not a hot animal.
Chipmunks are hot. Listen, I think you're extremely attractive. I tell you every day, multiple times a day, how attractive
every
I think
girl
you are.
wants to be like a deer or a fox or I think you're trying to say that I'm bunny pretty.
I don't. Well, I could get on the same page as bunny because bunnies have cheeks, but like I don't know if you've ever like looked at a deer, not beautiful. They're just not. They're kind of like in fox, like.
I'm going to see if we can put a picture of a chipmunk on the video.
Well, I edit these videos, so.
Is this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bummer.
No, it's not bad.
But thank you for being
At least
honest.
you have a normal sized nose.
Okay. What's your least favorite thing about me?
Oh, I knew that one was going to come.
You have to because I did it.
My least favorite thing about you. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try to shoot more practical because you said about me. What was the terminology that you used?
Avoidant attachment.
Avoidant attachment. Like I don't know that I have that kind of language to wrap around a negative thing around you. Ooh, maybe I do know what it is.
Okay.
Is that the answer though? Is that the worst? I don't want to say multiple things because then this starts getting really weird.
Don't like drag me.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna do.
Okay.
But the thing that I find the hardest, it's really just two. I'm trying to pick between two things.
Come on.
Can I do like a runner up afterwards? If
I guess. Dang.
I'm gonna do a runner up.
I didn't do two about you.
Yeah, I got two.
All right.
One's just really fresh. One happened today.
Oh, please. I knew this was going to...
One happened today, so it feels like, how can I overlook this? And then the other one is like, but this one probably caused me the most grief.
Okay.
So I'm going to say
Hit me.
maybe the worst one probably has been the health anxiety. That, I don't know if you guys know this or not. If you know us in real life, you know that my wife has been pretty weird about health stuff, which thankfully we've learned a lot.
Okay.
We've got that under control.
I have had OCD since I was a child.
That's pretty cool.
It had a lot of different forms.
Yeah.
Like we went through religious OCD
Yes.
multiple times.
I didn't know what it was.
Scrupulosity OCD. We went through relational OCD
I
right
remember.
before we got married.
I didn't know what that was at the time either.
Well, neither did I. I didn't know until like really too late that all of the really bad times in my life were one thing. But
it manifested differently.
The health one was the worst for us.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and I think for me the like if I had to like wrap it up into like a little package that it's like really I can communicate it. It was just the constant fear, like that level 10. Like you were so scared day after day after day after day, and it was like over nothing. Like it would be like
it really was over nothing.
You had a cough, scared to death. This cough was the worst kind of cancer imaginable, and it was like. Oh. It's a cough.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Reel it in.
Wow, you asked.
What's the runner-up?
The runner-up is...
I'm doing better.
Yeah, she's doing like, I would say 95% better.
You should, if you have like,
go talk to your doctor if you have health OCD.
An anxiety
disorder. If you get scared because you have a slight cough and you think it might be cancer, you need to go talk to a therapist.
Yeah.
Don't wait. Waiting is stupid.
Yep.
We waited literally, 12 years to finally go talk to somebody about it. And they're like, oh, yeah, here's your problem. Fixed it. Done. Like, it literally dissolved in,
but only
2 months?
Only like 2% of people in the world, like 2 to 4% of people in the world have OCD. So it's like really underdiagnosed.
Yeah. Well, anything brain related.
It like takes a while.
Iffy.
Well, I mean, anyway, what's the runner-up?
The runner-up is... well, it's just funny story. Can I tell the story? I'll keep it short. Carisa did the funniest thing today. So we bought a car, and so we traded in the car that we had for the new car, and Carisa was going to get tags today. So like I got all the paperwork and different things together and gave them to her. I was like, go get new tags.
Okay, for the record, I still, even now, I don't know what tags are. I don't know why.
It's your license plate.
Okay,
so you have your license plate.
It's obviously not.
And then there's the registration that goes in your glove box.
Because I said I need tags. And they didn't hear I need a license plate.
General term, when you say like I need to tag a car, it typically means you need a license plate and a registration. If you're renewing tags.
Go on. We don't have to fight about it.
Anyway, here's the point. She takes all the documents to the place, to the DMV, and then she comes home and she has a registration card, but no license plate because the new car doesn't have a license plate on it. So I'm like, Carisa, where's the license plate? She's like, I don't know. They didn't give me one. And I was like, that's weird. So I go and look at the registration, and Carisa has registered the car that we traded in instead of registering the new car. So now not only has our temporary tag expired, but we have paid to register a car we don't own anymore. And that was pretty hilarious.
Hang on. What would you call that?
A huge mistake on your part. That's what I would call that.
Like
you failed at tags.
If you're coming up with like, one of the worst things about me, and you had to sum up that quality,
I think that's what I was struggling with. I didn't know how to wrap it into a single word. I mean, I think typically people would say like someone who makes funny mistakes like that might be kind of ditzy. Like, but I don't know if I would necessarily What would you call
I think
it?
that like inept is the word you're looking for.
Inept. I think that I just do most of those types of things for you. I think that we got married so young, and I immediately did things like tags and bills and taxes and like, doing income taxes at the end of the year. Like I do that. So you just like, I'm like, hey, I need help this week. Can you get tags? And you're like, yeah, I'm going to go register a car we don't own anymore. It's so funny.
She's very demure.
She's hilarious.
That's very cutesy of me.
Not cutesy. Not demure. It's the opposite.
Thank you for enabling that trait.
All right, you go ahead. What's next?
Who's your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush.
And I don't want you to like bull your way through this one. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm going to tell you somebody I think is super hot.
Okay.
Somebody I'm like really into.
Because I've asked this question over and over for the past 14 years. And he's always like, I don't know. I don't really think that about anyone, babe. Right?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Okay.
That's what married men do.
So you're going to tell me and everybody else at the same time right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready.
If I had to pick just one.
Okay.
I mean, obviously there's a ton of beautiful celebrities, like,
Okay.
Men and women. They're all beautiful mostly.
Uh-huh.
The one that I am the most attracted to, I would probably go, I'm into like short blonde hair. That was kind of your thing for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know if I can know her name. Can I use your phone?
No.
I don't know her name.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to pass her because I can see her face, but I don't remember her
No,
name.
help me help you.
I don't really know what she's in.
Is she Lucy Boynton?
I've never heard that name in my
Well,
life.
have you seen her in anything?
I don't know who that is. I don't know who
No,
that
have
is.
you seen this person?
I don't know. You're saying a name.
Have you seen the person you're talking about in anything?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go an easier route. I'm going to name someone that probably everyone knows.
I really want to know who that first girl is.
I'll Google it later. But like
Okay.
someone that I think most men probably find extremely attractive. Margot Robbie. Everybody knows. Like that's such a lame answer though. Like I wanted to go more obscure. More obscure. But she's really attractive. We
Yeah,
can't.
she is,
We
she
can't
is.
help it. I'm sorry.
I know.
Sorry.
You're
Sorry,
right.
ladies of the
You're
world.
right. You're right.
Hey, but
Okay.
Margot, if you see this podcast, if you see this podcast, like and comment and subscribe. You have a
Okay,
fan.
ready?
Yeah.
If you could do any other job besides tech sales, which you already do,
Okay.
and music, which you want to do,
And music. So neither one of those are
you
options.
can't do either one of those. You have to go a completely different route in your life. What are we doing?
Okay. Well, hold on. Let me do this. Is the question, what do I want to do other than those things? Or if I could not choose those things, what would be like the smartest choice?
What would you do?
Ooh, what would I do? That's tough. I can't do anything music related. And I can't do anything tech sales related. What am I doing? I would probably be, I'm struggling between two different jobs. I would either try to do something like really crazy, like day trading, or I would go into something that is a little crazy, but less crazy and probably try to do like real estate, do the rentals thing.
I knew real estate was going to be.
I feel like the real estate thing is probably like, it's longer term, harder to get into, but like,
I think I would do real estate, to be honest.
I think real estate's the safe answer, but risky, Ryan, would be like day trader. That sounds exciting.
I want to do both of those things.
Day trade?
Yeah.
You want to day trade currently?
Yeah.
That's
but I
weird.
think I told you that.
It's very non-Carissa of
I
you.
think I told you that I would like to get into that.
Day
right?
trading? Carissa did have me buy some, what was that stuff you had me buy?
Okay. So we
XRP. My wife had me buy XRP. I just wanted you guys to know that.
Nobody
didn't buy
Nobody knows
much.
what that is. Nobody listening
It's
knows
like
what that is.
Bitcoin, but it's not a Bitcoin. It's one of the other ones.
Which is called
I don't know.
cryptocurrency.
I'm not into cryptocurrency, if you can't tell.
I just think that it's the future.
Well, we're going to find out. What's the question again?
We do have a lot. We do have a lot.
No, we don't. We don't have a lot.
Okay.
These people know me already.
I would like to do real estate, though.
Real estate, yeah.
Name 6 of your past pets' names.
6? I don't know if I can remember 6.
I can. I can remember 6 of your past pets' names.
Okay, I'm going to name pets that my family owned because I definitely have not owned.
Right. That's
All
what I mean.
So we had animals at one time. We had a little Pomeranian named Wolfie. super cute. If we talk about him for too long, we'll cry. She'll cry. Then we had Winston, our beautiful basset hound. He's gone now as well. Then I had a little, I don't even remember what he was, some type of terrier dog. His name was Cricket because he was very bouncy. Great, had him for a long time. Then my sister had a dog named Maddie. Little, one of those little Chihuahua things that was like brown and mean and hated everyone.
She had a lot of nicknames.
She had a ton of nicknames. We just absolutely talked trash to that dog until it died one day. I mean, we just literally called that dog garbage every day until it died.
I loved Mattress.
We called her Mattress sometimes. I don't even know why.
Maddie's.
Just the worst. Yeah, okay. You got more?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I don't have any more. And then we had another Chihuahua. My whole family went through a huge Chihuahua phase. Is that something that happened in the early 2000s? Like, did other people's families do that? My family just bought a crap, and I don't just mean like my household. I mean like
everybody in
my
your extended
aunts
family.
and uncles and grandparents on both sides of my family, not just my mom's side, but also my dad's side. They just started buying Chihuahuas like they were going out of style.
Yeah, when I started dating you,
it was insane.
There were so many Chihuahuas.
We had multiple Chihuahuas. My grandparents had them. My aunts and uncles had them. Then they started like breeding them together and producing more Chihuahuas, but not to sell. We're not selling them. That would have made
money sense.
That would have made a lot of sense. Like, hey, like let's breed these together, sell them, make money. No, it was literally just buying them to have them. Everybody's got Chihuahuas. And we had one named Boaz we called him, his name was Boaz, but we called him Bobo most of the time.
I forget that Bobo's full name was Boaz.
His name was Boaz, and he actually was great. He's like the little Chihuahua that you wanted. He was just like this little cute, white, not aggressive Chihuahua, which is pretty unique in that breed apparently.
Right.
But he was great. I loved him. So that's enough.
So we have Wolfie, Winston, Cricket, Maddie's,
Wolf,
and Bobo.
Maddie's, Bobo.
Give me one more. Chocolate frosting.
I did have a rabbit at one point when I was very young named Chocolate Frosting. I would not have remembered that just now had you not said it.
I'm trying to think if there are any more that I remember.
Mm-hmm. It was a white rabbit. It was white and brown. So the chocolate was the brown and the frosting was the white.
Who is that Chihuahua that you ran over?
I was accused of running over a Chihuahua. I did not run over that Chihuahua, though. There was something wrong with that dog.
Who was it?
My brother had a little brown Chihuahua, and I was just backing out of the driveway one day, and as I was leaving, Seth was like, "Oh no, I think you ran over the dog." And the dog was like convulsing on the ground near where I had backed up. But this was a tiny dog, and I was driving a really large truck. And the dog was obviously not crunched, like obviously not. But he was like having like a seizure, and it was sad, and he did die. So,
but what was his name?
I don't remember. It was Seth's dog. Seth, comment below. What was your dead dog's name? Or I'm going to have to go dig him up and ask him. Are we ready? Nailed it.
All right. Last question.
Oh, my.
You are not living this life.
Not this one.
No. And like none of us exist.
Oh, wow.
And you are playing guitar in any band that you want.
Okay.
What band is it?
I'm not living this life.
Right.
So am I taking into account like the bands that I like currently? You know what I mean? Like, is the question like...
What else would you...
well, if you're asking me to like not consider this life, I'm kind of asking...
No. Just like you have no limitations.
I see.
You can travel wherever. Let's say you're unlimited by time and space. Who are we picking?
If I was picking any band ever, it's a tough one for me because I'm not just thinking like which band do I like the most or like which was the most successful. Because if I was going to pick like the most successful band, it would probably be something like the Rolling Stones, like the biggest rock band of all time, an AC/DC. But the problem is I don't want to be born too early. I honestly, sometimes I wonder, like, I would not oppose to live, be born later than I was. I love technology. I'm like, I love it. And, if let's say, I'm not saying I would want to be born later, but if I could like package my family up and we could be born 100 years in the future and then like live life there, I would want to do that. Because like I feel like technology's on the verge, but this is
You're thinking so deeply about this question.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is I'm thinking also like I don't want to be born too early. You know, I don't want to be really. If I was born earlier than the '80s, I feel like I would be a little sad about it.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
You don't. It's okay. You can. Don't worry about that.
I am worried about that.
Just the band.
Just the band.
Yep.
Well, in that case, I just get to pick whichever music I like the most. And if I could just pick anything, I would probably do something like, it would definitely have to be a rock band. Am I just playing guitar in it? Mm-hmm. Okay, if I'm just playing guitar in it, it definitely has to be a rock band. I would probably want to do something like,
I just yawned. This question has been...
Bored you. Sorry, I'm trying to dance around. There's so many bands I'm picking. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick like Oasis.
Oasis?
Yeah, I mean, they've got the big guitars and they've got the amazing, like, it's just raw rock and the best melodies and songwriting imaginable. Like, those guys are nuts. I mean, the Gallaghers they're just insane. I don't know how they do it. I was literally today just like thinking about one of their songs, Champagne Supernova, and just being like, how did they arrive? How did they do this melody? Like, did they start with words? Did they start with melody? So I just walked around the house just singing the melody, thinking like, would you have written that melody? Like, would you have come up with that and then put words to that?
You know, you're right. I'm thinking about it right now, and it really does feel like that song, the words and the melody must have come at the same time.
Yeah, because it feels like the way the words flow and like there's...
Somewhere you will find me, go beneath the landslide.
Like that feels really...
specific.
Like, how would you have come up with that? So I'm like, you must have had the words or something. You must have been working with something else.
I don't know.
But the thing is that's just one of like they have so many songs that are just as powerful as that song. Mm-hmm. And it's like they have figured it out. And that's why they're not even a band, and yet they're still the greatest band alive right now. So yeah, like if I could play guitar for anybody, Oasis is the answer.
Okay. What's the best thing about you?
The best thing about me?
Yes, and on that note, we will close.
On this note, I've literally got 2 minutes to answer this question. If I had to pick the best thing about me, it is that... Oh, that's tough. It feels like a weird answer on the internet.
Oh, please answer it so big too. Like
the best thing about me is that I put my children and wife first. I do that.
Oh,
you know, because there's been, and I have maybe not always done that. There's been times in our lives when I think it was fine to put career and different things first, like music, passion, dreams, that kind of thing. But you know, you and the kids got to pay the price at the end of the day. And ultimately, I feel like I made the right decision taking care of my family. So, on that note, I win.
And he's a good man, y'all.
Thanks.
I love this man. So, thanks for watching.
Thanks for hanging with us on what I think is going to be episode 12.
I don't know. I think this might be 13. But anyway.
I'm lost in the episodes.
If you have more questions about Ryan, I would love to ask him. Yeah. So let me know.
We'll maybe do another one next year.
Like and subscribe. Leave a review. We've found that the reviews really help. So.
You can review podcasts?
Yes. And we have 11.
All right.
So.
Find one you like.
I think it's the whole show. Anyway, peace, love you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.